Kenny, just to start us off, kind of, you're just saying that you finally have your first year of school in the books. Maybe just kind of walk us through, how that went and what it's like to now be just focused on swimming here for a few weeks.
Yeah, so we all finished up school about a week and a half ago, I guess. We go a little bit later because we're on the quarter system, and we start school in late September, which is kind of nice. So just finished up school, did really well, was happy with how my first year went, and now, as you said, I can just focus on swimming the rest of the summer and enjoy being here in Indy and get some good racing in.
Go ahead and take questions.
You changed coasts, you changed coaches, went to college for the first time. What was the biggest part of that transition for you?
I don't know. Probably just living on my own, living with roommates. Again, just being in a different environment altogether. There's definitely a little bit of a transition that goes on there, and I think I kind of knew what to expect, and I think a lot of people have been asking me, what was the big surprise of your freshman year? And I think the good thing is there aren't really any surprises. Nothing really stands out to me. I think having that year off, having that gap year, I kind of took the time to prepare and get ready for college, and I think that year really helped me. I could, look online, look at some of the classes at Stanford, and kind of think about what I was interested in. And I think going into Stanford and having done that, I think I felt very prepared and ready.
Because you are so young that it was such a big transition, how do you think it was that your swimming didn't suffer at all, changing coaches, changing life, but it was just business as usual through the NCAA season, records, and everything like that?
I think that's a testament to the coaches that I've had, both Bruce and Greg now. Just having that smooth transition, having that communication between both of them, still communicating with Bruce and staying in close touch with him, and then just kind of immersing myself in the Stanford environment, really enjoying being with some great teammates and having them push me every day, and just enjoying that team culture of working towards an NCAA championship and having fun through the NCAA season, and kind of having that to focus myself right as I got back into the pool in September, coming off of an Olympic year. It can be, sometimes a little slow to get back into it after a little bit of a break, but having that team goal really got me fired up and going.
You mentioned that Stanford environment. Do you ever get treated like a celebrity on campus, or is that not done at the farm?
Just a little bit. Every once in a while, somebody will recognize me or want a picture or something. But really, at Stanford, everybody's very respectful, and it's really not like that on a day-to-day basis. It's pretty rare for that to happen. So I really felt like I fit in, and I think everybody at Stanford is really special in whatever they're passionate about. And I think that's what attracted me to Stanford, just people striving to do the best at whatever it is they're interested in. And for me, that's swimming and school. And I could really just devote my time to those things this past year.
How did your bike riding skills improve over the course of the year?
Oh, I'm a great biker now. No accidents.
Yeah.
And smooth sailing.
You're study swimming and are very involved with swimming. Do you have any athletes in other sports that you have any sources of inspiration for you, or maybe not compare yourself to, but kind of think about as people maybe like to emulate in some way?
I think just on the Stanford campus, there are so many great athletes, and I was in a dorm with Andrea Lee, who's I think one of the top-ranked amateur golfers in the world. I think number 2 or 3 or something. In Rio, a girl came up to me and said, "Katie, I'm going to be in your class at Stanford," and it was Albain Valenzuela from Switzerland, who's a golfer. So there's just so many amazing athletes at Stanford, and you're part of this team with them, and just not just on the swim team, but on all of the teams, we kind of build off of each other's successes and root for each other and cheer each other on. I think I look up to a number of those athletes, and those are the ones that push me when I'm competing for Stanford like that.
Any folks outside of Stanford, any football or basketball players or baseball players on your devoted to the national?
Yeah, I'm a Washington sports fan and a hockey fan. So I don't know if there's one athlete in particular, but I just enjoy following all the sports.
Does this feel normal because you've been through this, the post-Olympic year, the coming to this national, same pool, same event schedule even? So how does this feel kind of like 4 years ago?
It feels a little bit like 4 years ago, just the setting is the same. But I definitely feel 4 years older, just more experienced, and I was looking back at some of my times from 4 years ago at this meet. That was fun to look at. I think just thinking back at the progress I've made over the last 4 years and the things I've learned about myself, about my swimming, and just how to handle these kinds of meets has really helped me over the past 4 years, and I think hopefully it'll help me here at this meet and moving forward.
What was your reaction to the addition of the 1500 freestyle for women and the mixed relays for the next Olympics?
I was happy to see it. I think adding the 1500 was a long time coming, and it's good that there's parity in the men's and women's distance events now. And certainly, I don't know how it's going to factor into my swimming moving forward. It's something I'll have to talk to Greg about. It's not a discussion we've had yet, really, about 2020 goals, and obviously the 1500 will have to be in the conversation now, and we'll figure out how that'll play into the schedule. It makes things more challenging. It's a challenging race. It's a fun race. I like it. So personally, I know I'll have to have some focus on that and think about moving forward. But yeah, I think it's good that the sport isn't static. I mean, the world isn't static, and if you look at the history of swimming, events have been added over time. Women had a lot fewer races back in the day. I've met some female swimmers who swam, in the 60s and didn't have the opportunities that we had in terms of the events. I think there was only 100 and 400 free at one point, and then they added the 200. They only added the 50 in 1988, I think. So just over time, more events have been added, and I think the 1500 fits right in there this year, and it's a good opportunity for swimmers moving forward. Hopefully it'll encourage some young kids to try out some distance swimming.
Yeah, it does seem like trying an Olympic trial swimming every freestyle from 100 to 1500 would be challenging. That would be putting it mildly.
Yeah.
Are you going to swim the 1500 this week?
We will decide that as we go. If you win the 800, you get the option to swim the 1500 in Budapest. So after I swim the 800, that decision will probably be made.
How about that double tomorrow? You'll have the 100 and then the 800. I assume
Yes.
you like having it in that order with the 100 free first, and what do you think is the potential for the 100 free?
We'll see. I'll get up and swim the 100 in the morning, and then hopefully have the opportunity to swim both of them at night, and it'll be a quick turnaround. But as you said, I think it's good the 100 is first, and you can just lay it out there and then get a little quick warm down in and see what I can do in the 800. I've done plenty of doubles, so I think I'm ready for it, and it'll be a good challenge.
How do you feel you've improved in the 100? Your speed's better, more suited for the 100 compared to a year ago?
It's hard to know until you get to a meet like this. I think my 100 improved short course over the year, at least on relays. So that's why I'm swimming the 100, because I like to contribute to that relay. I want to help the U.S. out in that relay, and I think obviously that race is very deep right now, and anybody could get those spots. So as long as I'm pushing the other girls, and we can get some good times up there, and hopefully whoever's on that relay can compete for top medal.
Is there one area you think that you've improved at in your time at Stanford, your swimming?
Besides breaststroke.
Breaststroke? No. I don't know. I think just overall I've been trying to, take some of the things that worked really well in Rio. Obviously, you don't want to go away from what works, so just kind of taking what I learned over the last couple of years and continuing to use those things, and then also working on some areas of weakness. Just have to try to work on my turns a little more. I think my kicking's probably improved a little bit over this year. Swimming some short course and having the NCAA season too gave me some good opportunities to work on some turns and underwaters and things like that. But you just have to see what works and work off of your races. And I know this week will be a good learning experience of what I can continue to work on for the end of the summer and moving forward.
Lily King's not the only one to characterize you this way, but she said, okay, she's just so normal. I mean, how do you take that? Because we've heard other people say do you like people saying that about you? Katie, she's just so normal. Or do you think that's amusing, or what do you think about that?
I guess that's a compliment. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I just try to keep my head down, do the work, get up and race. It's kind of got to keep it simple when it comes to swimming. I love the sport. I love swimming, and it's just fun to see everyone. It's fun to see Lily. It's fun to see all my teammates from last year, and I'm sure this week is going to be a lot of fun to see what kind of racing the U.S. can put up.
Time for a couple more.
I hear you get an assist for getting Andrew Gemmell back in the water.
Yeah. In December, I guess when I was home for Christmas break, I was back home swimming, and Bruce said, "Oh, just invite Andrew one of these practices. Maybe he'll come by." And we weren't sure if he would just stop by the pool deck or get in, and so I texted him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'll come swim. I'll swim at least a little bit of the practice." So he came, he swam with me and Jack Conger, and we just had a small group one morning, and Andrew was barely, he did parts of the practice, but I think he probably did 2,000 or 3,000, and he helped. He's a volunteer assistant coach at Georgetown all fall, so I think that also kept him around the pool deck and kept him going a little bit in the water, and he got back in over Christmas break, and I guess after that he just kept going back, and I was happy to see that he made the World Championship team in the 5K open water, and really happy for him. He works really hard and helped me a lot over the last 4 years, and I'm sure he has a great future ahead of him this summer.
Not that uncommon in swimming, but did you swim and train against some of the guys at Stanford? And I was also told that you were applying some pressure on the guys at the U.S. Some of the freestylers at U.S. camp ahead of Rio. Is that the way you recall it?
Yeah, a little bit. I like training with the guys. Gives me a good target, and kind of makes things a little bit easier sometimes. Just racing. Don't really have to focus on my own pacing as much. I can just try to beat the person next to me. So I do enjoy having those opportunities. Hopefully this summer, if I make the World Championship team and get to training camp, hopefully can race some of them or push some of them. But yeah, I had a few opportunities at Stanford to race the guys every once in a while, but mainly training with the women's team. And
they possibly do not enjoy it as much as you do.
I don't think so.
All right. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Should be right back with